Aliyah Wilson just realized her crown is made of glass, and the shards are cutting her deep. For 48 hours, she marched through the Las Vegas Aces facility believing she controlled the future of the sport. Everyone saw her grinning and bragging about the bag she thought belonged only to her. She convinced herself that the league finally caved to her demands, but that smug feeling vanished in record time. Aliyah Boston just dropped a nuclear bomb on the Vegas locker room, and the fallout is currently destroying Aliyah's reputation. $6.3 million over 4 years is the number that broke Aliyah Wilson's spirit for good. This marks the largest contract in the history of the WNBA, and the fact that it did not go to the 3-time MVP is a massive statement. The young star in Indiana is playing the game the right way, and the league decided to reward that instead. Even worse for the Vegas camp is the knowledge that Caitlin Clark is standing right behind Aliyah, waiting to take even more.
Yo, if you love real basketball stories, deep dives, and the drama behind the game, you're in the right place. But if you want to take it to the next level, hit that join button. Members get exclusive content, early access, and behind-the-scenes drops you won't see anywhere else. Plus, you're directly supporting the channel and helping us bring you even better content. So if you rock with Basketball Spilled, become a member today. Let's keep the game alive.
The meltdown ignited the second those contract details hit her phone while she finished a workout. Sources inside the facility watched her freeze and stare at the screen for 5 straight minutes without moving a muscle. Chaos erupted next as she began a full-blown tantrum that left every teammate standing in uncomfortable silence. She felt betrayed by the people she trusted, including agents who promised she held the largest deal possible under current rules. They overlooked the epic provision tucked away in the new collective bargaining agreement, which changed everything for the young stars in Indiana. Aliyah Boston and the Indiana Fever shifted the entire economy of the WNBA, leaving Aliyah Wilson stuck in a reality she never saw coming. Shouting filled the gym as Aliyah reminded everyone she owns more rings and trophies than the entire Indiana roster combined. Equipment flew across the hardwood while she screamed for an immediate meeting with the front office to address her humiliation. Seeing a second-year player make her own contract look like spare change destroyed her composure completely. Business decisions drive the league now, and the front office decided to invest in the future rather than a past that Aliyah refuses to let go of. $6.3 million over 4 years is the number that broke her spirit and reset the entire market. This historic deal puts Aliyah Boston into a different atmosphere than any player who came before her in this league. Crafting this contract required the league to reward players who actually bring in viewers and sell out arenas across the country. Aliyah spends her energy complaining about a lack of respect, but Aliyah spends hers building a dynasty that people actually want to watch. The Indiana front office spent months working the numbers to trigger the requirements for the epic provision. Earning this kind of money meant Aliyah had to hit specific benchmarks in television ratings and ticket revenue that Aliyah simply cannot reach anymore. The Aces might win their fair share of games, but the Fever are winning the war for the hearts of the fans. People tune in to witness the connection between Aliyah and Caitlin Clark, which makes for a much better product than watching Aliyah collect technical fouls. The league looked at the data and chose to back the winners in Indiana because the numbers don't lie. Wilson's ego grew, so massive that she actually thought she could stop this evolution from happening. During the last negotiations, she attempted to use her influence to block these new rules from entering the collective bargaining agreement. She pushed for money to be distributed based on seniority rather than actual market impact. Keeping the young stars under her thumb was her primary goal, so she could remain at the top of the food chain. She failed miserably because the fans spoke with their wallets and demanded a different kind of superstar. The tension in Las Vegas reached an all-time high the moment this contract dispute went public. Aliyah became a toxic presence in the facility because she cannot stop comparing her paycheck to everyone else in the room. Making life miserable for her teammates is her new hobby, even though they just want to play basketball and move on. She acts like a manipulative veteran who believes the world owes her a debt that can never be paid. The reality is that the world is moving on to a brand of basketball that doesn't involve her constant complaining. What the cameras missed during the last Aces home game was the way Aliyah treated her own coaching staff on the sidelines. Witnesses saw her barking orders and ignoring design plays because her mind stayed stuck on the Indiana news. Focusing on the money has caused her to forget how to be a leader for the younger players on her own roster. She behaves like a locker room cancer that is slowly eating the team from the inside out. The coaching staff sits in a state of fear because they know she possesses the power to get people fired with a single phone call. This league war is officially underway, and the city of Indianapolis is winning every single battle that matters. Aliyah Boston's contract represents the beginning of a long nightmare for the reigning stars in Las Vegas. Next year, Caitlin Clark becomes eligible for her own massive extension, and everyone expects it to be even larger. Clark stands as the biggest draw the league has ever seen, and her presence will reset the market for a second time. Aya knows that her own influence will vanish entirely the moment Caitlin gets paid. Caitlin Clark is the exact reason the epic provision was written into the rulebook in the first place. League officials needed a way to pay her what she is truly worth without breaking the salary cap for the rest of the teams. By signing Aliyah Boston to this deal first, the Fever established a foundation for a total takeover of the WNBA. They are building a super team funded by record-breaking ratings and merchandise sales that Vegas cannot compete with. Aya Wilson is forced to sit in Nevada and watch her empire crumble while she counts the money in someone else's pocket. The evidence of her downfall shows up clearly in the statistics and her erratic behavior on the court. Her shooting percentage plummeted over the last month, while her technical fouls reached a career high. Playing with a level of desperation that is painful to watch has become her new normal. She forces bad shots and screams at her teammates every time they make a small mistake. Trying to prove she is still the best only proves that she is losing her grip on reality. The locker room leaks are pouring out faster than the Aces organization can plug the holes. Witnesses confirm that Aya stopped speaking to certain teammates who were seen being too friendly with the Indiana roster. She is actively trying to create a divide in the league because she cannot stand the attention the Fever are receiving. This behavior belongs to a corrupt frontrunner who cannot handle even a small amount of competition from the younger generation. She is a fucking mess, and every player in the league knows the truth about her attitude. Aliyah Boston handled this entire situation with total class, which only makes Aya look more immature by comparison. Aliyah didn't brag about the millions or make a scene on social media to get attention. She signed the paperwork and went straight back to the gym to prepare for the next game. That is the primary difference between a real hero and a fake queen who only cares about her status. Aliyah is a professional who understands that the massive paycheck is a result of the hard work she puts in. Aya thinks the money is a birthright that she should receive regardless of her impact on the business side. The league office is exhausted by the constant drama coming out of the Las Vegas camp every week. They're tired of the trade demands and the contract threats that Aya uses to get whatever she wants. For several years, she held the WNBA hostage by acting like she was the only star that mattered to the fans. Now that they have Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston, they finally have a way to carry the torch without her. The league doesn't need Aya Wilson to be the face of the sport anymore, and that is the thing she fears most. When Caitlin Clark signs her deal next year, it will serve as the final nail in the coffin for Aya's legacy. Clark is already outselling her in every single category, including jerseys and signature sneakers. Brand deals are lining up at Caitlin's front door, while IAS sponsors are quietly starting to look for new faces. Nobody wants to be associated with a player who throws tantrums and treats her peers like they are beneath her. The corporate world wants winners who possess a positive attitude and a clean reputation. Aya Wilson is the sole architect of her own downfall in this situation. She had every opportunity to welcome the new generation and share the spotlight for the good of the game. She could have mentored Aliyah Boston and helped the league grow for everyone involved. Instead, she chose to become a villain who cares more about her ego than the sport of basketball. She chose to be the toxic teammate who makes every single conversation about her own bank account. Fans are starting to see the truth behind the mask as well. If you look at the stands during Aces games, the energy has completely drained away from the arena. People are tired of the negativity and the sense of entitlement that radiates from the Vegas star. They would rather spend their hard-earned money watching the Fever play with genuine joy and teamwork. Aya turned herself into a pariah because she could not handle seeing another person succeed in her shadow. She is a SHD teammate, and her leadership skills have proven to be non-existent. The league has already started the process of moving her face out of the primary promotional materials. New banners and commercials are focused on the duo in Indiana because that is where the actual growth is happening. Aliyah Wilson is being erased from the future of the WNBA in real time while she sits and complains. She can scream and throw her equipment all she wants, but the cold hard numbers do not lie to anyone. The era of Aliyah Wilson is officially over, and the era of Aliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark has begun in earnest. This contract dispute exposed the rot at the center of the Vegas dynasty for the world to see. They are a team built on massive egos and expensive contracts that the organization can no longer justify to the public. While Indiana builds for the next 10 years, Vegas is scrambling to keep their disgruntled star from demanding a trade out of the city. Aliyah already hinted to her inner circle that she might want a change of scenery if the Aces don't match the Indiana money. The problem is that no other team in the league wants to take on that kind of emotional baggage. The epic provision has effectively trapped Aliyah in a reality where she will always be the second highest paid player at best. No matter how many points she scores, she will never possess the marketability of the girls playing in Indiana. She doesn't have the incredible shooting range of Caitlin or the natural likability of Aliyah. She is just a tall player with a bad attitude who happened to get lucky for a few seasons. Now that the real competition has arrived on the scene, she is folding under the immense pressure. Her agents are reportedly in damage control mode while they try to fix the relationship with the league office. They know that her recent behavior has already cost her millions in potential endorsement deals. It is likely too late to save her brand from the damage she has done to herself. Once you show the world that you are a jealous and toxic person, it becomes nearly impossible to win them back. The fans have already moved on to their new favorite players, and they aren't looking back at the past. The Indiana Fever are now the gold standard for how to run a professional sports organization. They focused on drafting the right people and building a culture where everyone can succeed together. They rewarded their star Aliyah Boston because she earned it through her consistent play and her leadership on the floor. They don't have to deal with tantrums or locker room leaks because everyone in that building is on the same page. They are a team of heroes while the Vegas roster has become a team of villains. Aliyah Wilson will likely spend the remainder of her career chasing the ghost of this historic contract. She will look at Aliyah Boston every time they play and feel that deep bitterness in her chest. Seeing Caitlin Clark taking the league to new heights will only remind her that she is becoming irrelevant. She had the world at her feet, and she decided to kick it away because she couldn't stand to share the glory. The final buzzer is ringing on Aliyah Wilson's time as the face of the WNBA. She thought her position was untouchable, but Aliyah Boston just proved that every single person is replaceable. The $6.3 million is more than just a paycheck, it is a message from the league directly to Aliyah. That message is loud and clear, and it says that her time at the top has ended. Aliyah is now just a footnote in a story that belongs entirely to the Indiana Fever and their rising stars. She can keep her trophies, and she can keep her technical fouls, but she will never have the respect that Aliyah and Caitlin have earned. She is the villain of this story, and she played the part perfectly from start to finish. From the locker room tantrums to the failed contract demands, she has shown everyone her true colors. The WNBA is moving forward into a multi-million-dollar future, and Aliyah Wilson is being left behind in the dark. The drama in Las Vegas is far from over, but the final outcome is already decided by the league. Aliyah Wilson is no longer the queen, and the sooner she realizes it, the better it will be for her own sanity. Based on her history, she will probably keep fighting until there is nothing left to fight for. She is a manipulative veteran who is finally losing her grip on the power she once held. The Indiana takeover is complete, and there is absolutely nothing Aliyah can do to stop the change. Aliyah Wilson better get used to the view from the bottom, because that is where her bad attitude has landed her. The biggest contract in history belongs to a player who actually deserves it through her actions. Caitlin Clark is coming for the rest of the pie, and Aliyah is just going to have to watch from the sidelines. The architect of her own downfall has finally finished her masterpiece, and it is a total disaster for her career. Aliyah Wilson is officially irrelevant in the new WNBA, and the world is ready to move on without her.